Understanding what women find attractive can be a puzzle for many guys. It's not a one-size-fits-all scenario, and often the approach is clouded by the male gaze rather than the female gaze. Let's dive into the differences and see what actually catches the eye of women. The female gaze versus the male gaze. When it comes to attraction, guys tend to view it through their own lens, the male gaze. However, women have a different perspective, the female gaze. This isn't about complicated science. It's about recognizing that women are drawn to stories. Whether it's in romance novels, fan fiction, or even through the way you present yourself, women look for a narrative. Your appearance, style, and body language all contribute to the story you tell when you walk out the door. It's not just about physical looks. It's about the entire package. Women appreciate creativity, confidence, and self-validation. Every choice, from how you dress to your body language, speaks volumes. Women do appreciate a good-looking guy, but what's considered attractive can vary. It's not a one-size-fits-all situation. Tall, jack-masculine guys might catch the eye, but so do members of BTS. The point is, there's a huge range of preferences. So with that, let's talk about what catches a woman's eye first in a guy. We're starting with the basics. Build and body language. Build and body language. First off, women notice the physical stuff. Is the guy tall, has broad shoulders, and looks in good shape? It's kind of hard not to see these things. We get that it might seem a bit simple, but realizing that first impressions matter is key here, whether we like it or not. But it's not just about looks. It's also about how the guy carries himself. Walking around all slouched with hands in pockets? Not a good move. Having good posture and looking confident is what we're talking about. It's like dressing up for a job interview. The same idea applies to catching a woman's eye. This checking out doesn't stop at the surface. While the first look matters, it also gives a hint about other stuff, like whether the guy works out or lives a healthy lifestyle. Sure, it might not always be true, and we're not saying to judge too fast, but it's just how our minds work. Style. Dressing to impress. Now let's dig into another thing that women notice pronto. Style. How a guy dresses can make a big difference in catching a woman's eye, and it's not as complicated as it might seem. First things first, if you're well dressed, that's a plus. It doesn't have to be some fancy fashion show, just looking put together is good enough. But here's the deal, be yourself. Different women like different looks. Some like a chill, hipster vibe, while others go for a more put-together preppy style. So, no need to copy someone else just to impress. The key is making sure your clothes fit right. Baggy or too tight clothes don't really do the trick. Keep it simple, and don't overthink it. Basic outfits can be just as good as fancy ones. The point is to show that you put in a bit of effort. The black pill antidote. Sometimes guys get down on themselves, especially when they hear about what women supposedly find attractive. Tall, fit, and rich. But here's the thing. That's not the whole picture, and there's an antidote to feeling hopeless. The black pill, which brings feelings of inadequacy and hopelessness, can be countered by taking a closer look at what really matters. It's not just about physical appearance, it's about qualities that go beyond the surface. Women aren't solely focused on the physical equation of attractiveness. Confidence, security, self-validation, and a touch of mystery are what catch their attention. Being super confident and secure in who you are is more attractive than trying to fit an impossible standard. Face and grooming. Alright, next up is an obvious one. Face and grooming. It's all about what's happening from the neck up. And trust me, it matters more than you might think. So here's the deal. When you meet someone, they're gonna look at your face. It's just how it goes. Now we get it, not everyone looks like a supermodel, and that's cool. But the question is, are you taking care of yourself? That's what women are checking out. First off, facial hair. Keep it in check. A well-styled haircut doesn't hurt either. These might seem like tiny details, but ladies notice these things. It's all about the details, and they go a long way. Now, we know life isn't always perfect. Maybe you're dealing with acne or something else. That's okay. It's about working with what you've got. Maybe it's a work in progress, and that's fine. Effort matters more than perfection. Relative versus absolute. When it comes to what women find attractive, there are three things often thrown into the mix: height, income, and status. We've all heard about the desire for a guy who's 6 feet, 6 figures, and has a six-pack. But here's the catch. It's more about the relative than the absolute. Tall guys, more money, and a good status are appealing, but it's not about hitting specific numbers. It's about being slightly taller, earning a bit more, and having a certain status compared to the woman. It's not an exact science, it's a relative term. Sure, the phrase is catchy, but realistically there's room for flexibility. Many couples where the man is just a few inches taller or makes slightly more money than the woman are statistically common. So guys, it's not about reaching an absolute benchmark, but about fitting into the relative context. Personality. Now, let's dive into something really important. Personality. It's not just about how you look, it's about who you are. And guess what? Women notice that pretty quickly. So, here's the deal. A good personality is like a secret weapon. It's got stuff like a sense of humor and charisma. Why does this matter? Because believe it or not, women care about these things. Ask around and you'll find out that a guy who can make a girl laugh is like a superhero. Now, we know there's this idea that some guys who aren't exactly nice seem to attract attention. But here's the truth. That might be true sometimes, but you don't want to be that guy. Being kind, having a sense of humor, and just being a good person goes a long way. Why women like bad boys? Ever wondered why certain traits and types, like the infamous bad boys, seem more attractive to women? It's not about criminal activities or danger, it's about the traits these bad boys represent. Bad boys typically exude confidence, social skills, and a willingness to stand up for themselves and those around them. Women appreciate a guy who sets boundaries and doesn't let himself get steamrolled. Being a pushover and lacking a backbone are often seen as the least attractive qualities. It's crucial to understand that it's not the label bad boy that's attractive, it's the qualities behind the label. The traits of confidence, assertiveness, and standing up for oneself represent the exact opposite of being a pushover. So guys, it's not about being a literal bad boy, but about embodying the attractive traits that these labels represent. So there you have it, a rundown on the things women find attractive in a man. If you found these tips helpful, give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more straightforward advice. We will catch you in the next one.